Hi there. Thank you for taking some time out of your first day back to work after a long weekend, or indeed maybe you're at home enjoying the the Halloween festivities. Festivities. As you can probably see in your screen there, I'm Michael Dowling. I'm a professor of financial technology here in DCU Business School. And what I was going to do was talk you through a bit the MSc Graduate Diploma in Financial Technology and Innovation. Now, the main thing I'm going to concentrate on, because we have a website which has more detail on all the modules, etc. The main thing I was going to concentrate on is why would this be a good idea to do for you? But obviously, that is fundamentally a decision that you need to make based on where you're at and what you need. So let me what do I do? I go on to the next screen here. So let me start by giving you the quick pitch about the program and why we designed it, and also why the government or the higher education authority why they decided to fund this program. And it is, if you want to do a program in finance, there's any number of postgraduate programs that you can do. They haven't changed dramatically in the last decade, 2 decades, longer. They're teaching you how to work in finance and how to work in established jobs in finance. FinTech is a mixture of skills. It's a mixture of finance skills, but also technology skills, entrepreneurship skills, often core psychology skills about understanding how customers, financial customers, might make decisions. So this course then is intended to be a combination of all those skills all together. And it's designed to be an immersive experience. And I'm going to show you how that is the case in a few minutes. And if you have any questions, just pop them in there and I'll get to them as we're going through this. But let me give you an example of what we're doing in this course. And let me just at this point, rather than having you wait to the end, let me just describe some of the core operational features of the master's graduate diploma while you're looking at this screen in front of you. So essentially, this program is is a full-time program starting in the middle of January. It runs from January to December 2024, and it consists of January to March. You do taught modules, and then in the summer period you do an internship, and then in September to November you do your second set of modules. If you're continuing on to a master's, then you would do an industry research project after that point. So anyway, just to go back to the screen you see in front of you, give you an idea of the type of things we're trying to fix or type of things we're trying to do better, and fundamentally also then to make money from doing better and fixing and solving. So you see this screen in front of you is just a standard banking app screen. I think this screenshot's from Bank of Ireland if Google gave me the right details. So what you see is just standard bank app, which is really a list of transactions that you've done through your bank. This is where we're at now, and even if you look at more modern applications, like say your Revolut application or any of the other challenger apps like N26, they don't look dramatically different to this. Your bank app or your bank is a way of facilitating you moving money you have in your bank to pay for things that you want or to receive money that you're owed. There's a whole lot of knowledge we see on this screen in front of us, things like creditor ID, unique mandate reference, payment preference, all largely irrelevant to you. And let me show you how the combination of skills in our program would approach trying to fix this problem. How to get greater engagement from financial customers, and how to ultimately to sell more to customers of a bank, for example. So how would we go from this to something that works better, something that has customers more engaged in our bank, take up more of our products, etc., rather than looking around elsewhere? I think there's a really basic thing, which is that even basic banking isn't done well by traditional financial institutions. And a huge amount of current FinTech, the Irish FinTech scene, 10,000 plus jobs, but massively growing as well. A huge amount of the current FinTech stream is just making finance functionally work, helping you to pay more smoothly, helping you to take out loans more smoothly, etc. It's not a particularly imaginative industry at the moment. It's simply fixing problems that banking should have fixed in the first place. So a basic solution then, a basic FinTech solution would be helping a bank, providing a product that helps a bank or another financial institution to move money more smoothly from places to places you want it to go. And that is a basic starting point that we would look at. That's largely a tech solution. It's in the finance space, but it's largely a tech solution. But let's now look a little bit further into the future and what should finance be. And this is going to be a big part of where this course is positioned, about what are the upcoming financial technology opportunities. And a pretty obvious one is that your digital application, your FinTech application, becomes not just a functional way of moving money from one place to the next, as most current bank apps are, but actually incorporates an element of being a trusted advisor. That the application isn't just going, here's what you spent, here's what you received, or if you want a loan, click on this button, this button, this button, but actually is advising you on what are good decisions to make. This is weirdly what banking used to be before it became digital. That in every town across the country, you could go into your bank manager and ask their advice about what you should do. Should I buy this house? Should I invest in this business? Should I take out this insurance? And they would advise you. As we've moved to digital, as we've moved people out of the branch, we've lost that connection, resulting in huge levels of missed revenue. Because now, if you want insurance, you go to chill.ie, for example. If you want a mortgage, you go to a broker, somebody you can talk to. So a second level solution then, a higher value solution, is about putting trusted advisor roles back in FinTech, in which case then we can move way up the value chain. And we could imagine a third level as well here. And this is where your app is not just an advisor, it's a screenshot from the movie Her here, is not just a trusted advisor, but to some extent feels like a friend. somebody that you can have, say, a generative AI conversation with your bank application. You go, what do I do here? Should I do this course? Would this course be a good financial decision? Should I buy this house? And the application is able to have a discussion with you. Go, well, are you choosing this course for the right reasons? And almost the finance is kept in the background, that the financial solutions that the bank is trying to sell you are almost just a byproduct of this application being a friend. So I've gone through a long example there, but what I'm trying to illustrate is some of the journey that you'd go on in this course by combining a whole unique set of skills when they're combined together. That this idea of going from this, where we are now, even in modern FinTech, to these types of next generation solutions, and that's where we need to position ourselves. This course is extremely forward looking, because realistically there's very little money in being historically looking, and the combination of skills then, well, if you look at like how we would get that stage one solution, well, that's technology. So we need technology skills, and I'm going to show you the technology skills that we build for you in this course in a moment. We also need financial perspective, I've called it here. I want to use just the word finance. It's more a financial perspective. Is how should people be guided in finance? So we're not learning finance for finance sake, and a lot of you will have finance anyway in your backgrounds, but we're looking rather at what are great solutions for people. And this is about, for example, becoming a trusted advisor, that the user of your FinTech application, using the example I just gave, it trusts you to advise. You trust the application to advise you. We have a whole lot of behavioral ideas about how do people learn to trust, how do people develop digital relationships, and this is something around design. It's around psychology. It's about how do people engage in a modern digital world. We need to also learn those skills, and then obviously a last set of skills which wouldn't have been huge last year, although it was already quite a big part of the course last year, but this year is going to be a major part of the course, is the AI capabilities. Not just in quantitative modeling, where AI is well established, but also then generative AI capabilities as well, which enable building a relationship with a digital existence. And so all of these skills play a different role depending on what stage of financial technology application you are developing. But it doesn't just work for this Bank of Ireland screenshot. It can work for any finance solution. That there's going to be some element of technology, some element of pure finance, some element of psychology, of behavior, and some element of AI. So the course then is about bringing all of this together. So I already alluded to this a few minutes ago, where I had a fundamental doubt that you may not know quite why you're here. So I said a little bit about how the course is organized, but I just want to just have it just summarized here. That you do a total of 8 taught modules, and sandwiched in the middle, you do a summer internship. And then if you're doing the MSc route, you will do an industry research project. So I have the dates here, and these notes can then be shared with you after this. I want to also talk you through what a typical week in this course will look like, because it looks quite different to your undergraduate experience or what other postgraduate qualifications like this look like. So I've set it out here. So one of the first things is we're going to be doing a lot of work every week. So rather than the usual 12-week semester, we're running the modules over 9 weeks. So these are in person. There'll be some elements of online learning, but the core focus is being on campus working together. And we've designed the schedule to be deeply immersive. So every Monday and Tuesday, you have 4 modules, and I'll explain what those modules are in a moment. So you have 4 modules where you've done an element of pre-learning, pre-practice, and then you turn up for a practice-based learning. That is, you come into the class to do, not to listen. So the idea is that it's hands-on from the very beginning of every week. And then on Wednesday morning, you will be set an industry challenge by an industry participant where they will set out a problem that they are facing that is related to your specific learning that week on the Monday and Tuesday. You will then, in groups, work on addressing that challenge, building up to presenting it back to the industry representative, the CEO or the CFO of the firm, presenting back your solution to industry on the Thursday afternoon and hearing what they think about your solution. So it's deeply practical, deeply industry driven, that you're always getting feedback on, is this the right solution? Is this the direction I should be going in? Should I learn more about this thing? Should I learn more about that thing? And you're seeing all these forks that you can take. And you're also building up a portfolio of experiences that you can showcase when either you go out to work in a company and be an internal entrepreneur, or to set up your own company and you're applying for funding and you need to showcase your own experiences. Only the Friday or the weekend is a traditional thing where you essentially do your reading or your watching for the following week to get ready for the following week. So practice immersion knowledge every week. So this is then the structure that you're following. I think it's going to be exciting. You're going to constantly feel you're building things, and you're constantly feeling that you're learning real practical knowledge. The big idea about the course, and this is why it is live in person full time as well, is about, I mean, I've seen some of the applications for the course already. It's really great, great backgrounds, really interesting backgrounds. I myself do quite a bit of work in dog patch labs in the IFSC, the Innovation Lab, the Dublin Innovation Lab, and I see the benefits of this as well, that when you're working with other passionate people, that's when you really feel that you're moving in the right direction. Rather than being a single person in a classroom listening to somebody tell you stuff, that you're working together to push things forward. And the whole course is then designed around this idea about how you as a group move forward, teaching each other, learning from each other, and then having all those interactions with our academic experts and our industry experts to really fine tune your learning. So these are then the modules that we have, and so these are these are detailed on our website, giving you more information on them. So I don't want to finish up by boring you. I'm assuming that I haven't yet bored you, but I'm just going to quickly go through these, explain the point of the modules. 1 to 4 are semester 1. You'd be starting these on the 15th of January. Modules 5 to 8 are the second semester, which you'd be starting in the middle of September. So in financial technology and innovation is where you learn the core landscape of financial technology, of innovative financial ideas, things like blockchain, open banking, digital banking, peer-to-peer lending, every new development that there is in finance, robo advising, etc. It's really your touchpad on 100 different ideas that are all emerging across the FinTech landscape, the ways in which finance is being changed. Module 2, I hesitate to describe it too much like this, but it's really about making sure that everyone has a core finance knowledge. So it's standard finance, just making sure that you've got the core finance ideas to be able to really apply the finance to financial technology. Data science for finance is your first coding module. We use Python, as Python is the industry standard language, and we start learning Python from the very beginning. Like we literally go from setting up from opening Python for the first time all the way up to really quite advanced knowledge within this first semester module, looking at how to present data, how to analyze data, how to get knowledge out of data, all using a Python interface. And then the financial technology entrepreneurship is really about entrepreneurship itself. You don't need to set up a company at the end of this course. You may want to, but you don't need to. But in either case, we want your perspective to be entrepreneurial. That even when you go into a company, you're thinking not in terms of here's my job Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, but instead you're thinking here are the projects I want to engage in. This internal entrepreneurship attitude. That's how you get ahead in a workplace. That's how you differentiate yourself from everybody else. So this module then is about developing that entrepreneurial mindset, applying it to FinTech. And we'll talk to a lot of great FinTech entrepreneurs during that module as well. Moving on then to your second taught semester, and this is after you go out and work in a summer internship. Moving on to the second taught semester. Well, financial machine learning and automation is the next stage after data science for finance. So we're continuing with Python, obviously, and we're deepening your knowledge. We're getting into machine learning, we're getting into deep learning, and we're getting into artificial intelligence. Automation being AI is machine learning and deep learning with an element of automation. So the three combined. We get very advanced in this module, but you'll also notice it's quite seamless from the data science for finance module. You'll be able to keep up with it. You'll be pushed, but you'll be able to keep up with it. And you'll be able to see why do certain models work and how do we fine-tune models to make them even better, so that when everybody else who's in this space are kind of using off-the-shelf packages. You're able to personalize packages to work for you and for your outcome. A module I particularly love is design and user experience for FinTech. This is one where we become a bit artistic in a way that when your entire business is an application, let's say it's the Revolut application, well, you don't have somebody like in real life. You go into a shop and there's somebody there to smile at you and go, welcome to the shop. That creates a personal connection. We don't have that personal connection when it's digital. So how can we use design? How can we use UX? How can we use user interfaces? How can we use this principles of design to engage users, to get users to trust our application? It's quite a deep science. And obviously, hopefully you are at this point thinking, well, that's something you would never see in a standard finance course, because it just doesn't exist as a skill set in standard finance, which is to the loss of standard finance. We also go into FinTech interfaces. These are front-end designing like, say, React or a Next.js front-end. Does actually designing it in a way that people can then interact with our application or the infrastructures, the databases that we need. And we've just hired a great person to deliver that module. He's starting in January, and he's going to he's an expert in this area with interfaces, so front-end design, JavaScript, with infrastructures, databases. The point of this module is not about making you 100% expert in this. You would have to do a degree to be expert in this, but more about giving you enough knowledge that you know what you need and you know what to ask a developer to do. What are the interfaces you need? What are the interface choices? What are the database choices, etc. And then lastly, we have a module, financial technology and sustainability. And if you, financial technology is completely changing the whole world of finance. It is in the process of putting a lot of traditional finance out of business, but that's nothing compared to sustainability. And if you forgive me as a finance professor for talking about sustainability in a money perspective, financial technology is almost chicken feed compared to the money that will be spent on sustainability. And finance plays a huge role in finding sustainable solutions. That if that how people spend money, if it is related to sustainability goals, and then we can encourage people in the right direction. And this module tries blends those two ideas together to look at FinTech design to deliver sustainable outcomes. And my last slide is saying how to enroll. So there's a website, it's a government website called springboardcourses.ie. The website is down today. It's back up again tomorrow. It's a very simple enrollment process. You go on there, you search for FinTech and DCU, and this course will pop up. And then you just click apply for the course. On our side, then, we're really going with as long as you meet the eligibility criteria, it's first come, first accepted. Main route to entry is a 2-1 business undergrad, but if you look on the business school website, you see we have a whole lot of other backgrounds that are acceptable, because having a diversity of learning experiences in the course is a great idea for everybody. So you might, for example, some people might have a 2-2, but some sort of relevant entrepreneurship experience. Some people might be coming from engineering, some people might be coming from maths, computer science, etc. And that can all combine in terms of good groups. So the cost of the course, I think the total cost is about €12,000, but the government, the Higher Education Authority, funds for most people 90% of that cost, meaning you'd have to pay $1,200 in fees for the graduate diploma. Or if you're on a government scheme for finding jobs in new areas, you can get up towards 100% subsidized. And then the MSc is not covered by the government subsidy, and that's about 3,000 extra. And we'll get back to you fairly quickly with any with our decision. So you would then be able to make a decision about what you want to do fairly quickly. Great. Well, now that's all I wanted to say. So I'm kind of conscious I've talked nonstop for 30 minutes. And I don't know if anybody has any questions that they might have about the course. You could type them into the chat window. If you wish, you could just send me an email afterwards. My email address is michael.dowling@dcu.ie, and then we can engage in a chat like that. Or if you're ready to enroll in the course, then tomorrow the Springboard Courses.ie website is up and running. So from Wednesday, the 1st of November, you can just go on and enroll, and then you'll hear back from us fairly quickly. So does anybody have any questions? So one question. So you're down as an anonymous attendee, so I can't address you by name. Is programming involved with the course? And so the question, is programming involved with the course? And yes, so it will all be through, it would almost exclusively be through Python. So, but you'll be learning Python programming from the very basics. By the end of the course, you'll be very good at Python programming. But on your first day, there's no assumption that you've ever done coding before or you've any expertise in it. And then we bring you up to expertise in programming. Yeah, but it's a very core part, because really it's a core part of being working in financial technology, of having this ability to combine finance, coding, design, and business understanding. Hope that helps. So does anybody else have any questions or anything I can help with? Anything I can answer? Maybe things I forgot to answer. If there's no other questions, yeah, I don't think there's. Sorry, there was something happening there in the chat window. I was trying to work out, was it a question? It wasn't. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for sharing your lunchtime with me. And look forward to hearing from you if you want to hear anything more about the course or you want to apply for the course. All right, I'll see you. Thank you. So I will end the session. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, wait. There was one other question which might be useful is how does the internship work? So, well, we are going to find internship opportunities for you. Like with a standard undergraduate internship scheme, you will then need to interview for those internships. But it's a reasonably informal internship style interview rather than a classic interview. But these will be internship opportunities exclusively for the course. So there'd be an expectation that they all fill up. So at a first gap, we identify the internship opportunities across financial technology companies as well as traditional finance companies. If somebody feels that they have already too much practical knowledge and want to engage in an internal research project related to FinTech, there's also that possibility, but it wouldn't be the preferred possibility. The preferred possibility is that you would engage in the internships that nearly everybody would. So hopefully, Dermot, that answers your question there. Thank you very much. Lovely. So does anyone have any other questions or? Lovely. Grant. All right. So once again, thank you for wait. Sorry, no wait, there is one more question. I think I'm encouraging these questions by going, right, we're nearly done. So the other question is the course suitable for somebody working full-time? And it isn't, unfortunately. So this is full-time Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that the course is an operation for 9 weeks, January to March, and 9 weeks, September to November, as well as a full-time internship during the summer. So it wouldn't suit as a if you're already working full-time, unless you're able to work evenings, but you would probably end up injuring yourself with exhaustion if you're trying to work full-time in the evenings as well as do this course during the daytime. All right. Thanks, Brian, for that. And are there any other questions? Yes, and sorry, just one other question there is internships will be available. Yes, of course. So you'll have to interview for the internships. That's a standard in internships. But we will be making internships available in a range of FinTech and traditional finance. And the internships will definitely be paid, of course. I feel they have to be paid actually under modern legislation. And in DCU, all of our internships across our undergrad, our business undergrad, and where they exist in masters, all of our internships are paid. But I think also that might be a legal requirement now. Unless you're a nurse or something, I think they might engage in unpaid internships. So I don't know how that works, but not in the business school. Any other questions? Grant, I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any other questions, you can send me an email, michael.dowling@dcu.ie. Thank you all so much for turning up, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.